What's going on, guys? Tracomaster here. Welcome back to another video. And I know, it has been quite a long time, and I could ramble on about how I have not made videos, or if I care, or if I don't care. But let's be honest. That's the one. We had vacation, so it's kind of weird that actually halfway around the world, or when I was halfway around the world 3 weeks ago, I had videos for you, and now that I'm actually back, and actually I'm back since 3 weeks, as I said, there are no videos. But oh well, as I said, vacation, and I enjoyed the heck of it. Like, doing nothing is just so nice to do, and so I hope you understand. So, today I haven't really made the script because I wanted to make a script, but I didn't feel like that was going to be beneficial, because I think that this commentary would benefit from my freestyling. And while I do have some idea of what I'm going to say, because obviously, the reason why I haven't made videos is not because I wouldn't like to, but because I was lazy. So I basically was in my head, so yeah, okay, welcome to another video and what I'm going to say. So I basically thought of this for about maybe 10 times. So I know what I'm going to say, more or less. And I actually have to leave somewhere in a few minutes. Oh, and it's 1337, that's interesting. Yeah, so I really wanted to record this, and I really wanted to tell you guys some stuff. So, vacation 6 weeks, and a lot can happen. Now, as I said, I was halfway around the world, and I made that apparent in my previous 3 videos, which you heard probably a lot. You're probably, like, you're all the time somewhere, and, like, it sounds important, I have to leave in a few minutes. But, like, that's the life we live in, and that's how I am. So, I was halfway around the world in Peru, should you not remember, and it was quite amazing. Like, there's such a vast difference between Europe and the South America land countries things. I want to say the South Americas, but there's only one, and it would like seem as if I don't really speak English that well. But well, so I was in Peru, and the diversity of that country, like, in one day we were at the ocean, it was like cloudy and shit, and then in the other day we were in the desert, it was fucking hot, and then a few hours later we were in the mountains, where you could just walk around with your t-shirt, but you saw the snow-covered mountains in the distance. So there was such a difference. And then, like, even later we were in such a, it was crazy, because there was a high savanna thing, you could say. Like, imagine the highest mountain in Europe is the Mont Blanc, and it's about 4,800 meters ish, and then you have to climb and shit. Well, we were at 4,900 somewhat meters, and we were there by car. Yes, you could just drive up to 4,000 plus meters, 4,000 or almost 5,000 meters by car. And it wasn't just like one peak, it was a whole plain area that was so high. And it was so crazy. Like, I am in love with heights. I'm a climber, I'm swimming right now, but I also love to climb. And so I didn't really have struggles with the thin air. My parents had more struggles, but it's really funny to be at such a height. And to be quite honest, there's not much to see at 4,900 meters. Like, there are a lot of stones and there's a lot of dust, but there's no grass, or there wasn't even a lot of snow, and it was really crazy because when we go on vacation in the Alps, it's like 3,500 meters maybe, and that's high. That's really the top of what you're going to get. And there was like, yeah, we're now somewhere in a hotel at 3,500 meters. Really not such a big deal. This is actually one of the low points. So there's one of those differences, but there are also vast differences in the cultural things. Now, here everything is fine and dandy. If you don't have a job, the government will help you, and if you don't have money, the government will help you, and so on and so on. But there are obviously a lot of beggars. Like, it's not that you don't know this, but it's just so crazy to see. I'm sitting uncomfortably, excuse me for a second. Yeah, I'm having cold feet while it's actually about 30 degrees outside. Celsius, of course, because I don't do Fahrenheit, which they actually don't do as well. No, they don't. They do take a really big example from Middle America, so that's USA. It was like you had Coca-Cola bottles that were 96 milliliters. It's 30 degrees outside. Holy shit, I have to go outside. So fucking hell. Anyways, and the prices were just like funny. Because when you go to a restaurant here in Europe, it's usually about, let's say, 30 euros per person. Yeah, probably. So if you go with 4 persons, and then you're at about, I know the math doesn't add up here, but it's about 100 euros every time me and my family go out to eat somewhere. And there it's just 30 euros or 40 euros for 4 persons, and that is expensive. But then you're having a good meal, so like the differences are pretty huge. Oh, and also another thing, like we went to a market. And like if you go on a market to Europe, it's like, okay, there's a little bit of fruit, there are flowers, then you have a little bit of meat. And in Peru, they have that as well. But if you go to the meat section, then you'll find your usual beef, chicken, then you find whole chickens, then you find whole chicken paws, then you find chicken heart, chicken liver, chicken I don't know what, and then you find cow liver, cow kidney, and kidney and all that kind of stuff. And then you think like, okay, well, in some exotic shops in Europe, you also get those kinds of things. But when you move on and you find something like a fucking nose of a cow, yes, they just chop the fucking nose of a cow and then just lay there like, yeah, if you wanna buy a nose from a cow, then yeah, go ahead. There's nothing holding you back. Like, like the cow was basically still living, and it was just sitting there, that nose. So, I mean, like, I'm maybe rambling on for about 7.5 minutes, but what I wanted to tell you guys is that this world, this planet we live on, is so precious. It is so diverse that it is such a bummer to only be in Europe, for example, because if you compare it, Europe is small. We were on a lake at 3,500 meters, which was huge, more than I've seen anything, or more than any lake I've ever seen. And I've never been to Italy to the Garda Lake thing, but I have been to like smaller lakes. But this one was just huge with multiple islands. They even reed islands. They had reed islands with reed houses, and they ate reed. And I caught a chicken on one of those islands. That was pretty funny. But still, so I was on that lake. And it was just, the size of it was just so huge. I would be like, this whole lake would be like a whole city, like maybe even more than the city I live in. It definitely is. It is almost half the country. Like the whole lake is half my country, or maybe even more. So it really gives you a perspective on things. And so if you get the chance, please travel somewhere else. Travel to Europe. Holy shit. Yeah, maybe if you're American, travel to Europe. But if you're not American, then go to America, to South America. The USA is probably also interesting, but it's still the civilized world. And in Peru, you can go days and days without actually meeting anyone, except for some people. But yeah, I don't think this is the last time I will tell you about this Peru thing. But I got plenty of stuff I can talk about, and I'm really eager to do that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this somewhat longer video of me talking, and I hope you're excited for more. If you are not, then that's a shame. Please come back next time, and maybe you'll find it more interesting then, because there's always something someone likes and others don't. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.